welcome to the Weekly Download, the only show where culture meets clapback and facts meet fun. I'm your host, Shania, and tonight we're diving into everything from tiny booger fighting robots to a myth fighting special guest. From climate headlines to cultural myths, we got the goods. So grab your cassava chips, turn up the volume, and let the download commence. All right, forget to put Vicks up your nose like it's a magic cure all. Scientists from China and Hong Kong came up with tiny robots so small they look like dust, but they work hard. Apparently, they push them right through your nose like rush hour traffic on Central American Boulevard, and they clear out your nostril better than your homemade saline solution. No sugary, no wahala. When they finish, all you have to do is blow them out like the annoying fly when no matter how much you swat, it just won't leave. They actually tested it on pigs and rabbits, and infection dropped faster than price of lizard juice during Easter. Human trials soon. So soon, when you sneeze, you might have to say, micro robot, time for evacuate. So, apparently, humans only evolved language once, and scientists are still arguing why. Was it for making tools, teaching, survival, or like Chomsky? Hey, it matters to me that you know this. Noam Chomsky is a groundbreaking American linguist and activist who revolutionized language theory in the 1950s, and he basically said that learning language is innate. Anyways, now back to what I was saying. Chomsky says maybe it was just a lucky brain fart 70,000 years ago. Honestly, sounds about right. Turns out language might have evolved just so we could talk to ourselves. So basically, we invented words just to overthink things and still forget where we put the machete. Evolution, you messy queen. No, this next segment is close to home, literally. We're talking Creole, the language with full of attitude, flavor, and history. Tonight, we ask, fit true or not fit true? I'd like to welcome our guest, the president of the National Creole Council. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Wilfred Felix, and I am the president of the National Creole Council. I voted in by January 18th this year. I've been a part of the Creole Council for over 12 years, and I've been promoting the Creole culture as a whole, the language, the food, the music, storytelling, the proverbs, everything Creole.
So, for true or not for true? Creole comes from African slaves trying to mimic their slave masters.
Not for you. That one common misconception. Creole actually there were farmer resistance. And Creole started off as was secret code. That time if we way if we talk to one another without make the colonizers understand. We developed Creole because a lot of women come from different tribes or different ethnic groups, even though all of women come from West and South Africa. So because all of we never talk the same language, we had to farm one middle ground. So that's how the Creole language get created. With English as part of its basis, but not to mimic the slave master.
So, for true or not for true, Creole culture hasn't changed. It's always been the same.
Not for true. Culture on a whole, that one thing will evolve. Because culture based on consciousness. And the more you experience with every generation, the consciousness expand. So the culture evolve as the consciousness and the understanding and the experience of the people increase. So you had one time when Creole never sung like how we sung right now. One time when we used to sing closer to how the Jamaican they sung. And when we had one migration of the Mosquito and the Mosquito sambos in the mid to late 1700s that bring over 2,000 Mosquito natives to Belize, where intermarry and intermingle with the Africans and Creoles when we done there. And so majority rules in any case, right? So because the majority that me find the Mosquito Nation, they bring parts of their heritage, parts of how they talk for their Creole and incorporate it in what we may already got here. So not only the language, but also the spirituality, the food, and overall customs.
All right. Fit true or no fit true? Creole have no grammar.
Not for true. Creole, that one whole language, that no piece of one language, that one whole language will have full structure, grammar, syntax, everything. So for example, you may do a very good job talking about the grammar and the structure in the previous episode. So
you.
I don't got much to say about that. But I will say that you have PhD students who come and study Creole language to write their dissertation. And publications that we've achieved, like the dictionary, this is the second edition of the dictionary. We also have the New Testament in a Creole. And we have a team we're currently to work on the Old Testament in a Creole. And we have this is like one master class in the Creole language called the Song of Creole. And this give one very academic breakdown of what comprises Creole language in terms of the consonants, the usage of vowels, and how it fits into the structure of international alphabets and how languages are used and spoken internationally.
Can you give them some examples of grammar that's specific to Creole?
Okay. So in a Creole, the way how we pluralize words, that not to put S on the end. The way how we pluralize words in a Creole, that with the word den. I know spell den, D-E-H-N. So instead of saying the men, we want to say the man den. Instead of saying the fruits, we want to say the fruit den. Right?
Yeah.
Then for present continuous, I know I say I am running. I will say I did run. So di is the present. You attach that to any word, and that brings it to the present continuous form. So I am sleeping, that I did sleep. I am eating, I did eat. No, the past tense, I may eat or I may sleep. And then the past continuous, I made the sleep, I made the eat, I made the run. Yes.
You know my favorite tongue twister? Well, they're not a tongue twister, but I think it's so funny in a Creole that I want water. You just say one like 3 different times, but the way you pronounce it, they all the different words. But imagine you don't know Creole and you just hear somebody say, I want water. They would be like, want, what? What? Or they over they. The next one. And then if you look in the dictionary, I noticed there's 7 meanings of the word da.
Da.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There's 7 meanings for da.
Creole, that really was very complex language. And what astound linguists worldwide is the short time span that it take we to develop this language. You know, usually if you develop a language worldwide in other places, it take them many centuries. So let's say from about as early as 1650, to where part we did at 2025, that are 375 years. Languages usually take upwards of 700-800 years to develop. So what we do in a less than 400 years is magnificent, and it astounds linguists and people will pay attention to how language is a reflection of consciousness.
They not like us.
Correct.
You heard it straight, folks. Creole isn't broken. It's blazing with brilliance. Whether you say what a go on or what's up, just know you're walking through centuries of resilience and remix. Thanks to our guests and thanks to you for tuning into the weekly download. Catch you next time. Same sass, same signal.